Hello, good morning. It's Leanne Peters here. I'm from templeofbalance.com.au, Temple of Balance on Facebook, and Temple of Balance on YouTube. I'm here to share some guidance for Thursday and Friday. That's Thursday the 27th and Friday the 28th of June. So lovely to see you all. Thanks for stopping by. I trust that you're feeling good and you're having a great week. And if you're not, I trust that you receive some support from our time together today. So extra special welcome to my Temple of Balance patrons, my Pillar of Light family, and all of those of you who support my work through my website. Thank you so much for your support. If you're new to watching, welcome. What I'll be doing is using my combined Animal Kingdom Oracle cards with my Speed of Light Oracle cards, and I'll be looking for the best card for Thursday, the best card for Friday, and then the best card for the theme for Thursday and Friday. I'm not doing personal readings here. This is general guidance for everyone. So I trust that you've been led here for a reason, and I trust something shared will support you in some way. So just take on board what feels right, what resonates, what fits in easily to your life, and let the rest go. It's no accident if something, even just a line or a word or a card or a day, if something within this guidance resonates with you and you feel like I'm talking directly to you, then you can take that, you can listen to that message and use it to support you or help you move forward or make some positive changes in your life. It's no accident that things make sense, and it's not because I know what's going on for you personally, because I have no idea. It's just that I trust in these moments, and I trust in my cards, and I trust that our paths cross at the right time. So there is something special about those things which you feel I'm speaking directly to you. The other things for you to notice. Also, the other things for you to notice is anything that's a bit confronting for you. Anything that is said or shared that stirs a reaction or triggers you into getting into defense mode, like that doesn't apply to me or I don't believe that, that is also a sign for us to really pay attention, whether it's coming through in my video today or anything in life, that there are triggers, there are things that trigger our own issues that come up in our day-to-day life experience. And they're really the things to listen to, because they'll help us understand what our issue is. So thank you so much for being with me today. Let's get started. It's not particularly warm out here. As you can probably tell, I think I'm blowing a bit of steamy air. It's about 7 degrees Celsius, so it's warmer than it has been. So I thought I'd brave the cool and come out here in the sun with the sunrise behind me and share with you today. So it is Thursday the 27th of June here. I'm coming to you live from Tasmania, Australia, and it is exactly 8:26 a.m. So now I'm looking for the best card for Thursday the 27th of June, Thursday the 27th, and I trust in my deck and I trust in the way I choose my cards. So I trust that the best card will find its way to the top. That's the most helpful for the majority of us. So what do we need to know or think about for Thursday? If it's not quite Thursday for you yet, you can think of this as guidance in advance and perhaps remember if you want to, or come back and connect on your Thursday. So the best card for Thursday is this. It's an Animal Kingdom Oracle card. It's the frog. The frog's been making an appearance lately, the last couple of weeks. It's card 34, the frog. And the frog says to cleanse your environment, your inner environment and your outer environment, to consider what's cluttered, what's feeling heavy and congested inside and outside around us. Does our room need a clean? Does our house need a tidy up? Does a wardrobe need a spring clean? Do we need to sort some things out around our home or workplace? Or on an inner level, what are we feeling cluttered and constricted by inside? This may be a physical thing. It may be purging and detoxing our body of toxins or things that we consume that aren't healthy for us, that we may be eating, or later after we've eaten it or drunken it, think, oh, why do I keep doing that to myself? So if you've been recognizing lately that you've been consuming the wrong sorts of foods or the wrong sorts of things that don't honor and support your health, your physical health, then Thursday, feels very, very favourable to take action on that, to set some new habits. I know for me, I tend to like sweet things, especially chocolate, but I do try my best to resist buying chocolate bars or processed things from the shops, and instead, if I'm craving chocolate that much, I will make an effort to make it at home, because then I know I'm using raw sugar. I know I'm using real cocoa. I know I'm not adding anything that doesn't need to be in there, that I have no idea, no preservatives. So I try and take that step to do that. And if I've fallen behind a little bit, if I have become a little bit lazy with that, and I want to break that habit that I've gotten into with what I'm consuming sweet-wise, I'll usually add a little bit of apple cider vinegar to my water, and that certainly turns me off sugars. So, there's little things that we can do, especially if we've been craving certain foods or craving certain things that we're consuming, to help us sort of break that habit, if you like, if it's not supporting us. We can also think of clearing our inner environment by looking at our thoughts, whether our thoughts are supporting us, whether they are tending to be more on the negative, heavy side lately. And sometimes we get into that weird space of just thinking ridiculous, useless thoughts that are just pointless and often not even real or true. Worrying about things that we shouldn't really be worrying about or don't need to worry about. So sometimes a clear out of our mind is also very important. So what I would do if I was dealing with clutter in my mind, I would definitely show my negative thoughts and the thoughts I choose not to be thinking, because they don't support me. They don't support my growth or my forward movement or my happiness. I actually literally show my thoughts the door. And when I notice a thought pop in that's negative or something I'm not wanting to be thinking, it's just ridiculous, I will march over to my front door, because I work from home, I'm usually at home. I'll march over to my front door and I will open the door and I will kick that thought out of my mind, out of my home, like I'm banishing some naughty child or something. And I'll shut the door behind it, and then usually it pops straight back in. So then I open the door and I send that thought away again. And I'll do that 100 times if I have to make sure that I get back in charge of my thinking. So other ways you can do that is, other things I've done that have worked for me is imagining I've got a big pair of scissors and those thoughts are like tags, and I cut that thought off, like cutting a tag off a piece of clothing, and cut that thought off and cut it out, and just keep doing that over and over again. Every time the thought jumps back in, I'm right onto it and I'm cutting that out. You can also imagine you've got a ball in your hand and you grab that thought like a ball and you throw it as far as you can. So there's things that we can do to help us clear out our negative thinking and the thoughts that we choose don't support what we want from our day-to-day life. So if we're becoming obsessed with things, or giving our power away to people, giving our power away to these phones, these devices, then it's probably a good thing to think about, what do we need to do to clear our attachments to things that aren't supporting us? And also emotional cleansing may be important for some of us. So when I'm emotionally cleansing, I tend to get a bit teary during that time period, which is okay. That's emotional release. I also tend to like to support myself in the bath, take a really nice long soak in the bath, and just really be gentle with myself when I'm doing some emotional clearing, and using my breath to help me really think about breathing out and letting go of the emotions that I'm holding on to. Because remember, emotions just want to move. They want to be in motion. That's why they're emotions. So when we don't want to feel a feeling, or we are struggling to move on from something, we're going to hold a feeling in place. For me, if I have a feeling, the same feeling for 3 days or longer, I'm holding it in place. So I have to be willing to let that feeling go so it can move to the next feeling and the next feeling. So our guidance for Thursday is very favourable for cleansing our inner space and our outer space. So there is action with this. It's not going to clear itself. The inner world's not going to clear itself. Our outer world's not going to clear itself. So it's about really taking action. Don't put things off now. Let's just recognise it needs to be done, that we need to get back in charge of our thoughts or what we're consuming or our home space or our workspace, and take action steps to do it. Let's just get up and do it. So that's Thursday. I trust that makes sense for you. So now I'm looking for the best card for Friday the 28th of June. Friday the 28th. Let's see what comes up. Okay, Friday the 28th. I'll probably be sharing several videos today if you're on my Facebook page, because I've got a couple of drawings that I want to at least get started today. And I might do a live streaming of this head that I make for my sculpture I'm working on at the moment. So keep an eye out for some art videos later. So Friday the 28th of June, I trust this is the best card for Friday. It's another Animal Kingdom Oracle card, and it's the Lamb. 36. It says, embrace your youthful side. So that really speaks for itself. It brings playtime, it brings simplicity. So we've really been reminded on Friday to be aware if we're overcomplicating things, if we're making things more jumbled and messy and complicated than they really need to be. So Lamb's very much about just keeping things simple, looking at things from maybe a bigger perspective. So we're not, if we're stuck in the forest and we're looking so close up at the tree and we're seeing all the itty-bitty details and it's just overwhelming and becoming too complicating, we might want to get a perspective shift and step back and get a zoomed out perspective, look at the whole forest instead of the tree that's right in front of us. So there's more to see here. And that we might think that might make things more complicated, but it actually doesn't, because it gives us more of a zoomed back perspective so we can see the bigger picture of what's going on. So let's be careful on Friday. We're not overcomplicating things, and it might be really great to step out into nature or do something fun and playful just to help lift our spirits, because having fun, being creative, being playful does help take the burdens and the pressure off, the stress and the pressure. So what can you do on Friday to help lift your spirits and be aware if you're overcomplicating things on Friday? So that's the Lamb for Friday. Just that makes sense. Let's now look for the best card for the theme. So the theme card is part of us zooming back and looking at these days together and seeing the bigger picture for Thursday and Friday. What do we need to know about the theme? That is what I'm holding the intention of as I shuffle my cards. And I just trust, I have a sort of a slight feeling, I suppose, when I don't need to shuffle anymore. And then I split the deck into two. That's the way I pick my cards. It's not the way everyone has to pick them. You can pick them any way you want, as long as you are confident with and clear in your own mind about how you're going to pick your cards. When I was first starting, I used to shuffle my cards and actually think about, in my own mind, how I was going to pick the cards. That I was going to shuffle, then I was going to split, then I was going to take the top cards or what have you. So it's good when you're first starting to actually not only hold your intention, like I'm looking for the bigger picture for these days, but also hold your intention about how you're going to find that card or those cards. So the best card for the bigger picture for Thursday and Friday, I trust, is this. It's a Speed of Light Oracle card. It's a featured card. It's the same one we had last time. So it has further instructions here which say to split the deck and take the top card. So I don't think about where I'm going to split. I just split it, and we have a second card to go with this. So we have 2 cards for our theme, and what I'm going to do is look at these cards separately, and then we're going to look at their relationship together. So we have card 11, Crystal Beach. It says decision, vision, pondering, clarity, and decide. Remember, this came up last time that we were I was talking about making a decision, and it seems like we might have another decision to consider over Thursday and Friday. Something to sit with, something to ponder, something to reflect on, so that we can get clarity, and then we can make our decision. If we're not sure, we can feel on what might be the best option, or we can wait. Sometimes we need to wait. If it's not quite the right time yet, we're not going to feel clear, we're not going to be able to decide. So I guess let's work out if we're waiting because we have to, because we don't know, or are we procrastinating, or are we holding back in following through with a decision we may have already decided upon. So there's pondering with this, and there's a sense of needing to make a decision over Thursday and Friday. And this has to do with this card, card 2, called prayer. It says ask, help, answers, and improvement. And that's simply really what this card's about. It's about sitting in our heart and asking. We may need to ask someone around us, or a support group or something, to step in and give us a hand, that we can't do this any longer on our own, or this particular task on our own. We may need to ask for help in some way. We're also putting out a request for help further than the physical. So what you could say on energetic levels, on spiritual levels, to put out the intention that or the okay, or the agreement, the allowance within us, or realizing that we need help, and putting it out there. Sometimes it's just a simple sentence in our own mind or in our own heart, where we admit to ourselves that, hey, actually I need help right now. So if you need help, if you're struggling, if you need support in the physical, in the spiritual, then I trust over Thursday and Friday you will feel clear, find clarity to, and I guess confidence to ask. So if you've been sitting back struggling on your own, this is very much about, okay, get clear now, find your confidence, make that decision to step up and ask for help. Make that phone call. Write it down in your journal. I need help with this. I'm really struggling. So with this card also comes improvement. So a trust. So whether you need to ask for help or not, or admit that to yourself, this is about allowing things to improve in our life and for ourselves. So this is especially as we're coming out of a tricky time, maybe a challenging time where we've been sort of dragged through the mud, or we've been really struggling, to trust that improvement is coming, it is happening. So in regards to the connection here between these, what's the relationship between these 2 cards? One, we can trust that improvement is coming, but it does take effort, and it does mean we have to make some new decisions, perhaps, to cut ties, maybe recognize where we're giving our power away or our attention away to, and making some choices to detach or secure our boundaries might be important for some of us, or make a decision to step towards our happiness and to let things improve. Sometimes, in fact often, we block our own improvement ourselves because we're stubborn and we don't want to let someone help us, or we don't want things to improve in our life for some reason, or we might feel we have to punish ourselves because we did something wrong. That's BS, because we can choose, make a new choice to let that go to stop being so stubborn about not letting things improve and actually start taking some steps towards improvement. And whether that first step is just the simple thought or intention or the words that we speak from our heart that admits to ourselves that, hey, I need some help here. I really want my life to improve. I want to move forward now with this thing. I want to open a new chapter in my life. So it's up to us now to make the decision to do that. No one else is going to decide for us. They may give us advice, but if we're not ready to listen to it, we're not even going to notice. So it really is putting the ball in our court, the power in our hands to bring about improvement in our life for ourselves. And we deserve it. So let's stop punishing ourselves by thinking that we've done something wrong or that we're a bad person or something. Let's admit our mistakes and our errors, take responsibility for them if that's the space that we move into. Taking responsibility for how we feel is really important too. And then take the steps to move forward. How long are we going to hold ourselves back in being hard towards ourselves about something that happened or punishing ourselves? It's holding us back from happiness and improvement. So it's up to us now over Thursday and Friday to make a decision. It's almost like making a commitment to ourselves to choose to open a new chapter now. So that's that. I trust that makes sense for you. Thank you. I've used my combined Animal Kingdom Oracle cards with my Speed of Light Oracle. These are decks I've created, and if you want to learn more about them, please have a look on my website at templeofbalance.com.au. You can combine your decks or you can work with them separately. It's up to you. So that's that. If you enjoyed the video, please hit the thumbs up button. Please show us some love. Please comment or share if you're inspired to. And if you want to connect more privately, please send us a message through our website. Thank you so much for being here today. I really trust that you've enjoyed our time together. If you want to learn more about me and the work that I do at Temple of Balance, please visit my website at templeofbalance.com.au. So thank you. Have a great couple of days, and I will be back pretty soon to share again. So thank you so much. Sending you lots of love from my heart to yours. Thank you for being who you are, and I trust you see the light within you, even if it's a little bit dim right now. I trust you see and notice that light and give yourself permission to let your light shine and grow. That's how we change the world. It's not about trying to change other people or saying this is wrong, that's right in the world. I really feel it's about honouring ourselves and letting our light become brighter so we can be better people, because as we be better individuals, then we become just automatic role models for others who may be empowered by things that we're doing to help ourselves improve. I really feel that's where real change comes from. If we want to see the world be a better place, it starts with us. So let's stop projecting and giving our power away to things outside of ourselves and start looking inside and honouring, supporting, growing, improving our inner light. So what is your inner light? How does it look to you? How does it feel? How would you define it? There are things for you to ask yourself. So thanks for watching, and I will see you soon. Have a great couple of days, and bye for now.